I can see her lying back in her satin dress, in a room where you do what you don't confess. Sundown.
Hey, happy Homebrew Wednesday. I'm gonna get this one in early. Try to beat Wally again tonight. So this is, I guess this is almost like my weekly hop experiment. These have kind of turned into. What I have today is a Rivertown Roebling Nitro, which is a Imperial. It's a vanilla espresso Imperial porter. This thing is, don't have my glasses on, but what is that? I don't even think it has the alcohol content on this thing. I don't think it does. It just says Imperial porter. Got this from, I believe, Mr. Wally Feck. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But it's from Ohio, so I'm assuming that's from Wally. What a great beer to start out a Homebrew Wednesday with. I think after this one, I'm probably not going to have another one, being that it's Tuesday evening. Beautiful beer, Wally. Oh my God, and it does smell like espresso as well. Man, it's a good thing I didn't have a big lunch today. Cheers. Wow, that's nice. I like that porters are a little bit drier than stouts. I guess except for a dry stout, I guess. But it seems like they always have just a little more carbonation and a little less on the sweet side. I would think it would pair well with steaks. I mean, maybe not a ribeye, but maybe like a tenderloin or something. It'd probably be pretty good. And then anything that coffee would pair with. I mean, you know, cheeses and and the like, because it's, I mean, this is like drinking a cold carbonated, really good coffee. Speaking of cold coffee, I think it was Josh Secor and I that was in line and tried the cold coffee, the cold brew coffee, at one of the, wasn't the pro night, I think it was at amateur night out at Homebrew Wednesday. I think it was you, Josh. Anyway, so update on the hop experiment. It is, well, I'll talk about first, and I'll talk about my weekend, which was awesome. So I'm up to seven boxes of beer, and I'm assembling. You know, first of all, I want to apologize to all the contestants. We did have one dropped out, so it's gonna be a total of 11 brewers. Yeah, that's right. 11, is that right? 11 brewers? Yeah, total of 11 brewers. So I have 7. No, I'll take that back. It was supposed to be 12. Yeah. So right now I'm waiting on 1, 2, 3. I guess I'm waiting on 4. Actually, no, I'm waiting on 3. And then my beer makes the 11th. I'm trying to figure out why is there 11. So I got 7 boxes. I'm waiting on 3 more brewers to get their boxes, and then add mine, and then that's the 11th. Sorry, the 12th had to drop out. You know, life gets in the way. So it'll be 11 beers instead of 12 beers. Apologize, but I will sweeten the pot. I'm gonna obviously send some goodies back too. So there's that. So this weekend started out with an awesome visit from S.J. Poor and his wife Mary. I did a beer review last night of some of the growlers they brought up. He obviously, since he's so close, he's only, I don't even think it was 2.5 hours. I think it was like a little over 2 hours away. So he comes over on Saturday afternoon. I'm in the middle of an Imperial Stout brew day, and I'll throw up some clips after this of the brew day. And it was interesting. I mean, my target was 1.103 for original gravity, and I had my very first boil over, at least inside boil over. I think I did it once outside. I only brewed one outside. I had some crawdad or turkey fryer, you know, system that wasn't a real setup. But But yeah, we had a slight boil over because I came in here and my wife is sitting here at the bar with Mary and SJ, and they're getting into the high ABV beers, and Heather was just, she had that nice little tint across her face and she was very happy. She had the big Mrs. Dean smile. So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful visit. Had such a great time. I wish that we would have planned a longer visit and had like a whole weekend or something. So I think we're going to plan something like that in the future, and we're probably going to make a trip up to see the pours. I'll have to work that with them though. That would be a blast. Seeing that my wife's from Pennsylvania, we'll get all the Ewans together in the same location. I am not from Pennsylvania, and I'm actually not from Virginia either. I'm from Texas, the great Republic of Texas. So anyway, so we did that, and they left in the evening because I had to get to a neighborhood man, pig, beer, fire pit kind of evening. The pig was dead. We were sitting around roasting a pig, and just chowing down and drinking beers and looking at a fire pit. And this dude comes out, and we're getting smoke blowing in our face, and he goes, "Hey, I got this fire pit that something about the shape of the fire pit funnels the smoke so it doesn't go in your face." So he brings that thing out, and then we're like, "Hey, how you gonna start that?" Because I saw him throw some logs in there. And this dude's like, "I got it, man," and he disappears. He comes back with this like propane freaking flamethrower.
Your stocking for Christmas is here from me. It's a flamethrower.
That's a great story.
I think no one said that. It needs to be said. That's how you set a fire.
Turns that thing on. It's like a portable Bunsen burner. Smokes up the logs, and I guess he hit it for about 10 seconds, and that thing was freaking roasting. Love that thing. It'd be cool to use in our fireplace if we didn't blow the house up. But really cool to watch that after a couple of beers. So I hung out there for a while, and it's kind of cool. Meeting all the dudes in the neighborhood, just kind of having a guys' night. And then that was a precursor to next Saturday, the following day, Sunday, which was our Oktoberfest. So, we had all of the pork. I think they only cooked a shoulder of a pork. Normally they did a full pig, but I think the guy that normally does that's taking a break this year. But they cooked a shoulder of a pig, and we had that out there, and we had a whole spread. There was like German red cabbage. There was all these different salads and food. It was just a ton of food. But I got to use the jockey box for the first time, and it was a hit. I had the Munich Helles, which was the biggest hit. And then I had the Dunkelweiss, which my neighbor appreciated that because he's a Dunkel and Hefeweizen kind of guy. But both beers were a hit. They both kicked, and the jockey box was freaking phenomenal. What an investment!
This is the neighborhood Oktoberfest, third year going, new jockey box. So what do you think, gentlemen?
Excellent.
Delicious.
Ausgezeichnet.
That's a very handsome looking.
Jeff's got the Dunkelweiss,
Nice.
and Dick has the Munich Helles.
I was trying to use those little snap-on faucets on the corny kegs last 2 years, and it was just, not a good investment. I guess it was a good temporary investment until I got the jockey box. But the jockey box just works. If you don't have one, you got to get one. It's, I had my own little mini beer festival, and you'll see. I'll show a little video here, but I put a little Oktoberfest bunting around the table, and it was like serve yourself, and they're spring-loaded faucets, so I didn't have to sit there. And although I did have to watch, this one little tyke, probably about 2.5, comes up and is trying to put some beer in his little sippy cup. So I had to freaking take him down with extreme prejudice. But other than that, it was cool. The fire trucks came and the ambulances came, and they had a little show and tell, and all the little neighborhood kids was climbing all over the fire trucks, and what a fun time. And of course, are you the brewer? And man, dude, it's so much fun setting up a little festival setup with your homebrew and talking to people about your beer. Such a blast. And then what? And then then that was it. Then I guess it was back to work on Monday. But wow, what a great weekend. Awesome weekend. So anyway, I'm already at 9 minutes, so I'll cut it here, and I'll save all the video from the brew day. You'll see this I hit my number, even though I had the boil over. I hit my target of 1.103, the highest gravity beer I've ever done. So we'll see what it gets down to. It was like a freaking volcano, but you'll see that. Anyway, hey, have yourself a happy homebrew, and have a very, very happy homebrew Wednesday. Cheers. Hey, happy Homebrew Wednesday. What's up, brew tubers? So, got SJ coming over, I think, if he makes it, in a little bit before lunch. So, I was going to do an Imperial Oyster Stout. I decided, since the very first SJ Pour Challenge that I entered, since I've done my only stout, that I should probably get the base recipe down before I throw a whole bunch of mollusks in it. Probably a good idea. So here's the recipe I have. It's got 15 pounds of two-row, 2.5 pounds of Crystal 120, 1 pound of Belgian chocolate, 1 pound of Carafa 1. Trying not to get it too bitter. And then I have a 1/2 pound of aromatic malt. And is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to use Magnum, 2 ounces of Magnum at 60 minutes, and then I'm going to use I don't know if it's an ounce or 3/4 of an ounce of East Kent Goldings in the last like 10-15 minutes. So shooting for, it's going to be about a 10% beer, probably a little higher, probably 10.5%. I usually get better efficiency. It's been a while since I've put this much grain in my boil kettle. I think I've done it before with a little bit more grain than this, but it's kind of hard to imagine how, almost 7 gallons of water is going to go into that 10-gallon pot that's filled up with 20 pounds of grain. But anyway, it'll be fun. So I'm going to kind of take it as it comes and find out when SJ is going to make it here. Go get a shower, finish my coffee, and get ready for the brew day. It's an action-packed day. So I got SJ coming over today. That's going to be fun. He gets to see my setup. And see me brewing a little bit. Then I have tonight, there's a local guy in our neighborhood who every year around this time does a big ass pig roast. So he has this big mobile smoker pull up, and they do ribs, they do a pig. So I'm gonna go over there tonight for that. It's like bring your own bottle and eat as much meat as you can. And then tomorrow is of course the block party Oktoberfest, where I get to use my jockey box and do the Munich Helles and the Dunkelweiss. So it's gonna be a fun weekend. It's gonna be a fun weekend. I'm not gonna want it to end. So anyway, I'll go ahead and take off for now. Cheers. Hey Gary, you're right. I've got a little bit of a draft in here. I might have to turn the heat up a little bit. Don't see any moisture though. Cheers. Okay, this is pushing the physical limits of my capacity here, but look at the color. I haven't had dark fluid like that going through my beer lines in quite a while. This smells really good. So it's a good thing I put the blow off tube on. I use the Big Mama. Look at that. That is a beast.